That's right, Jason. Organizations like Milwaukee Public Schools and Milwaukee Recreation canceled all activities because of the heavy wildfire smoke. But I went to see how other organizations still gave people something to do while prioritizing health.
What you see behind me is called a floating island. It's the first of its kind launched in the city of Madison with the goal of cleaning up the waterways.
Yeah, Jason, it was a tense discussion Tuesday night, and so far, neither side is willing to back down on this battery energy storage facility.
Chicken manure, tire waste, wood flour, sludge, and corks are just a few examples of biomasses that researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee hope can help power the future. An electrofishing survey has provided the DNR with important clues as to how a fish kill discovery on Silver Lake this past winter impacted its ecosystem.
Jason, the crowd here has transformed from a few lawn chairs and picnic blankets on the beach to what you see behind me now. There are many people here, and you know, people are waiting for the Independence Day drone show, but that's not all there is. There's bouncy houses, face painting, and a couple of other activities for kids. There's also food trucks and a beer garden. A lot of people are making a whole day out of it. Milwaukee County's lakefront celebration is always on July 3rd. Last year was the first year that drones replaced fireworks at the big event. Doing a drone show is considerably cheaper than fireworks. Opinions on the change have been mixed, but I ran into one person who was a fan of last year's drone show, and this time she brought along her friends and has been waiting since 3:30 this afternoon.
It was nice. It was very interesting. I never saw it before, so yeah, I was amazed at it. Although I was all the way over there and the trees were kind of blocking me, so we got a good spot today.
At least 900 drones will fill the night sky when it starts at 9:20 p.m. tonight, and the show will be 45 minutes long and will be synced to 88.9 Radio Milwaukee. Jason? Courtney, businesses on South Clark Street have definitely seen better days. Right behind me is Mayville Engineering. The wall here has been completely ripped off and is currently on the ground. We tried speaking with Mayville Engineering representatives, and the only thing that they wanted to say at this point is that they are assessing the damage. And across the street here is Gleason Reel, where you could also tell that the walls have been completely ripped apart. The concrete debris is all over the parking lot. You can even see down the power lines over here. Throughout the morning, curious people made their way to this area to see the damage. And the one thing that they told me is that they have never seen their community like this. However, they are appreciative that people are coming from the outside to help.
Compared to what I saw last night, it wasn't much, but now that I come out here today, it's just absolutely sad. Considering this is one of the main businesses here in town, and it's just seeing it in ruins.
I also had the chance to speak to the mayor, and he told me he was also devastated to see these businesses like this, and he hopes they can rebuild. Courtney? Courtney, with 3 hours before first pitch, not many fans have made their way to the Barrel Yard yet for tonight's watch party. However, I did have the opportunity to speak to two fans about 30 minutes ago, and they were feeling a bit nervous and anxious because of what happened last night in Game 3 and are praying that the Brewers can pull it off tonight and advance. Other fans that we have spoken to throughout this series believe this team has all the ingredients to make a deep postseason run, from its pitching to its hitting and manager Pat Murphy. As we get closer to the first pitch at 8:08 p.m., I expect more fans to make their way out to the Barrel Yard, and I will be checking in on their mood as the night goes on. Courtney? Milwaukee has been home to the U.S. Forest Service's Eastern Regional Office since 1929. Now, nearly 100 years later, the office is in the process of closing for good. U.S. Forest Service funds to help Wisconsin fight wildfires and the maintenance of the Squamigan-Nicolet National Forest in the North Woods are in question. Volunteers who help maintain the property's 1.5 million acres of land have already noticed less oversight. They say the person they were in touch with in the Milwaukee office to get work done on paths and facilities is already gone.
We're going to have a hard time with some of those administrative pieces that happen behind the scenes in order for trail work to happen.
Michael Dombeck, a conservationist based in Wisconsin, served as the chief of the U.S. Forest Service from 1997 to 2001. He worries these cuts will make it harder to protect public forest land from being sold or leased to developers and corporations. Dombeck is also concerned about the future of research the agency leads.
The administration has zeroed out no dollars for research, although their contention is that they're going to only eliminate 57 of the 77 research labs. And several of these research labs are in the Midwest.
According to the U.S. Forest Service, a research station in Rhinelander and the Forest Products Lab in Madison are set to remain open. The agency is considering moving some of its Milwaukee workers to Madison.
The move from Milwaukee to Madison may be the least disruptive because many of those employees, if they're kept on, might be in commuting distance.
According to workforce data, more than 100 Forest Service workers in Wisconsin either took buyouts from the agency or retired last year amid federal staff cuts. Nationwide, the agency lost 16% of its staff.
Volunteers, as wonderful as they are, don't manage themselves. You know, they need somebody to help set up the project and show them where they can and can't go, and maybe be their person on the ground with them.
More impacts are expected as the Forest Service's restructuring will be done over the next year. Phillip Boudreaux, Spectrum News. The marabou stork spent its Friday just south of Sheboygan. The unique black and white bird that can have a wingspan of 10 feet relaxed peacefully on private property in the town of Wilson. Like me, Stephen Thompson pulled over to start taking photos. He's been on a mission to meet the marabou, which is native to sub-Saharan Africa.
I had some friends that sent me a picture of it here last night over across 43, and then I was about to Plymouth when they said it flew again, and then I got to the spot where it wasn't there, and then I looked around all these side streets, and then I found it sitting in someone's front yard.
Before this stop, the stork spent time visiting multiple members of the Stevens family. Mark's backyard came second to his sister's.
They saw it there yesterday morning. Well, after I left there, it come here. Well, how weird is that? So it goes from my sister's place over to here.
To make the big bird with a distinct look a little less intimidating, Mark's wife gave it a neighborly name.
She calls him Stuart, so everybody out there, his name is Stuart.
They took photos and videos from a distance.
He just kind of like walks around. He doesn't care. I mean, it's nothing we had ever seen before.
This neighborhood has been researching what marabou storks eat.
Today they were feeding them tuna. Yesterday they were feeding them turkey slices. But he's carnivorous, so, you know. But I guess they'll eat almost anything.
How the stork got here is a mystery. According to the DNR, it is not a wild bird, and the agency does not handle lost pets or zoo animals. It appears to be healthy and able to fly. The bird has eluded some animal rescue volunteers who've tried to check on it.
Eating, drinking now, so it's healthy, but hopefully it gets captured or at least brought back to where it came from. So I don't know if it can overwinter here.
It seems like everyone likes having Stuart around, but they want the stork someplace safe. In Wilson, Phillip Boudreaux, Spectrum News.